So we are back at Up North F. We're continuing on with first-time published author of new book, Karen Sue Kiey. The book is called Allie and Sally, Cousins of Atrocity.
And we learned it is based off of true events, correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so, gosh, where does that start in terms of, you know, finding the story and then wanting to expound on that?
Well, what happened in 2013, my brother was arrested for second-degree sexual assault to a minor child. And from there, his arrest, a year-long investigation, trial, and then 6 years in prison. And then we found out his personal life was all in turmoil too. And we were right there for all that. And so it was like, for our investigation, it was like we were trying to climb an iceberg. And every time we took one step up, we slid back too. Even though we had all the equipment, you know, to climb it, we just couldn't do what we were supposed to because,
So, and Karen, you mentioned that, you know, when this happened, this kind of prompted you to like let it all out and kind of write this book. So how long did it take you to write the book? And then, you know, what was that experience and how did you feel writing this whole thing based on real life outcomes?
Well, it took me quite a while. I never imagined myself writing a book, so it was slow going, it was frustrating. Trying to put the sentences and the chapters together, it was really hard, so I did a lot of procrastinating. And then one afternoon, I was outside working, and my little dog came around the corner chasing another one, and he ran into my ankle and shattered it. So then I had 3 months to sit there and worry about this or to write about it. So I wrote and finished the book, but one of the things that really inspired me to keep going, our father, passed away 10 months after my brother Brian went to prison. And one of the things when my dad could still speak, he said, asked Don and I, Don's the private investigator, to bring Brian home. And so that is a promise that I'm still working on, trying to keep it from my dad.
Yeah, I feel like I'm learning so much. Just the fact that you're the sister of somebody who did horrible things. I have to think that while you're writing this, it was therapeutic, but also a bit rough because this is your brother we're talking about who did some awful things. Was there moments there where you wrote this for a bit of yourself as well?
Well, the reason why I wrote it is because he was convicted, but to me, I know he didn't do it, and that's what we were fighting. We had a bad court system, and then we found out his wife was involved. At the time, his wife, she had decided she wanted to get rid of him. And
Oh, okay. Plot twist.
Again.
I was going to say plot twist right there.
We're following you.
Well, yeah, so that's why in my book in the bottom I said that they started the fire that'll never burn out. They started the fire because these two women decided that my brother had to go. So I'm not, you know, he's not guilty, but he did spend 6 years in prison.
Okay.
My God.
And to this day, does he maintain his innocence?
Yes.
And you believe that as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, a few of the things that I wanted to say that were sneak peeks.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, one of them was in his interrogation, the first time he was called into interrogation, he was in there with the two lead detectives, and they started talking to him normal, and within minutes, they were yelling and screaming and pounding their hands on the table saying, "We have DNA. DNA doesn't lie." And come to find out, DNA doesn't lie, but these two lead detectives did. At that time, they had nothing. But when the DNA test results did come back from the victim, his body and his clothes, my brother was 100% excluded from all DNA. But they did have one spot of unknown male DNA saliva in the victim's underwear in the front. Nobody cared about that. And even the prosecutor before court said to the judge, and this is why I said we had a bad court system, she said to the judge, "We can't bring up the unknown male DNA because it would confuse the jury."
And hold that thought for a second. We have a commercial break. We'll be right back after this break.
Okay.